A very warm good morning and Jai Hind to all. It gives me immense pleasure to extend you a very warm welcome on behalf of Research and Development Cell and FIAT, who has clubbed all of us for the workshop 24th call for Big BIRAC's flagship program. I, Dr. Nisha Rana, Assistant Professor and in charge Life Science Section R&D Cell, on behalf of Organizing Committee, warmly welcome Chief Patron Professor Atul Krishna Sir, Patrons of the webinar, Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, Major General G.K. Thapalia Sir, respected CEO Ma'am, Professor Dr. Shalya Raj, Pro VC Sir, Dean Academics and Director Research, Professor Amar Prakash Garg Sir, Additional Director Dr. Luban Singh, Joint Director, all participants, HOI, HODs, faculty members, students and participants. I also welcome all the faculty members and students of different colleges and universities of Meerut region. I also welcome Dr. Ashutosh Pashtar, Head Incubation FITT, IIT Delhi, and Dr. Pratima Chaudhary, Project Scientist, BIRAC, Big FITT, IIT Delhi. Now, I would like to request Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir to present our planter and Angvestram to respected Chief Guest Dr. Ashutosh Pashtar, Head of the Incubation FIIT Delhi. Now, I would like to request all the dignitaries to come forward for lighting the lamp before Ma Saraswati.
Ya veena varadanda manditakara Ya shveta padmasana Ya brahmachyuta shankara prabhrutibhi.
As you know, the 24th call of Big BIRAC flagship program is a major opportunity for early stage startup working on the areas affecting life sciences. The workshop is aimed to encourage and aware scientists, faculty members, researchers and graduates for applying 24th call of Big BIRAC flagship program. So now I would like to request Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir for his welcome address.
Jai Hind. Very good morning to you all. Today is our main speaker, Dr. Ashutosh Pashtar and Dr. Pratima Chaudhary. On behalf of Swami Vivekanand Subharti University, it's my great privilege to welcome you to Subharti and all faculty members. First of all, let me thank and congratulate R&D Cell under the dynamic leadership of our Professor A.P. Garg and all faculty of R&D Cell, Dr. Luban, Kritika. अच्छा बाकी सब आए हैं मैं देख रहा था शायद नहीं है okay and all present student and faculty members. This is a very important occasion, something new from the conventions we are talking about today. And this is topic is the requirement of the day. This is regarding whatever I have learned with a brief interaction with the two visiting professors from IIT. This is regarding educating and sensitizing the researcher who have a potential to carry out some research, but they are not able to carry out or start research because they don't have a clear-cut roadmap. They don't know the roadmap, how to start, how to proceed. They have ideas. Actually, I was thinking if the student had been here, that would have been much better, but because of ongoing examinations, students are not there, and I thought many faculty members would join this session. Unfortunately, they are also not in a large number, but whosoever are there, I think please be the torch bearer. Now, whatever you learn during this interaction, during this program, carry it forward to your all faculty members and other people. And we hope to continue this kind of interaction in future also. That's what I discussed with Dr. Ashutosh, and he has agreed that he will be in touch with us, and Dr. Amar P. Garg is coordinating with them regularly. The purpose is to our purpose is to make this university a research-driven university. How do we make this university as a research-driven university? That will depend on the faculty, whether they have the potential to do research or to produce entrepreneurs or develop some new ideas and then transfer that ideas to students and train them in a very scientific manner how to incubate idea and how to nurture that idea, how to develop that idea into a prototype. And once you develop that prototype, then becomes your intellectual property right. And after having you got that intellectual property right, then becomes either startups or you go for a technology transfer. So what are these official processes involved in this whole thing is being discussed by our two distinguished speakers. Any query, any questions in your mind regarding this, I'm sure they will be ready to answer. We have enough time. But please open up your mind, and this time when you are listening to this discussion, this lecture, focus and only focus to that what is being delivered to you. And based on that, definitely question will emerge in your mind. And don't forget to ask questions. When you ask questions, then only you will know the answer. And when you know the answer, you go further. So with those words, I once again welcome both the distinguished speakers, and I thank R&D cells once again for organizing this, and hope that this kind of sensitization, awareness and education program regarding research will continue in our university, and hopefully within a short possible time, our university will be declared as a center of excellence in research, particular few areas, the thrust areas, and we will be known as a research-driven university in India. Thank you. Jai Hind. All the best.
Thank you so much, sir, for your motivating words. Now, I would like to introduce our first speaker, Dr. Ashutosh Pashtar. Dr. Ashutosh Pashtar is a senior manager and head of the incubation at IIT Delhi. He is deeply involved in supporting and mentoring startups as well as promoting awareness of the entrepreneurial ecosystem. He has successfully implemented various funding programs for innovators and entrepreneurs in biotechnology domain such as BIRAC, Big, Seed, Lab, PIFZR, Innovation Program, and numerous other government and CSR funded innovations. With the over 10-year experience in the startup ecosystem, Dr. Pastor brings a wealth of knowledge and expertise, particularly in fostering innovation through entrepreneurial channels. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Ashutosh Pastor to deliver his talk.
Very good morning to all of you. I hope all of you are doing good today. And thank you, VC sir and Professor Garg, for inviting us here. I'll talk mostly about new technologies and how to take them to market or how to take them to the end user. So primarily what we do in research is that we try and keep on developing new things. We read a lot of literature and start working towards taking that literature forward and publish a lot of papers. At times, if you're working on something relevant that can go to market, you will do a patent. But what beyond that? So that's what we are trying to cover, the beyond of research, actually taking that product to market. So I have a short presentation, and I think we'll start with that. But before that, I would like to welcome all of you, and especially the students who have shown interest in coming here today. So thanks a lot, all of you. So before we begin, I'll just give a quick introduction. I'm also a researcher by my education. I did my PhD from IIT Delhi, completed in 2014-15, and then started working at a startup incubator, primarily because we are a technology incubator and we also help in terms of developing products. So we have facilities to create the products, and then primarily providing startups the guidance in terms of how to take those forward. So I hope all of you know about IIT Delhi. I am from FITT, which is an industry interface of IIT Delhi. This was created as a separate body in 1992, particularly to take technology to market. Now, there are multiple things that we do, and some of those are listed here. We help all our faculty members and researchers to file their patents, to talk to industry, to take those things forward. We also take incoming problems from industry, and with the help of our faculty member, do some R&D and try and solve those problems for the industry. And one very specific thing that we started is a startup incubator in the year 1999. So we are in 25th year of our startup incubator now. Given that now we have Shark Tank and multiple other things, all of you know what a startup is, right? Anybody not aware what a startup is? And you know what an incubator is? What does an incubator do? Anybody would like to answer this? Among the students, any of you know what an incubator is? Come on, let's keep this interactive instead of a monologue. If you want to ask questions in between, I'm fine answering questions in between. But I might also ask you a few questions, so please come forward. So people in medical especially, you have heard the word incubator, right? We keep babies in incubator. People in microbiology, they know incubators where we provide ambient conditions for our microbes or cells to grow and proliferate. So likewise for startups who are at a very nascent stage, we use this term incubator to help them at a very early stage to reach to a stage where they can understand business and then take it to market, right? So that's the very basic of it. Now, we're also coming to a concept of research park now, which is basically a place where industry, startups, academia, everybody works in unison and try to create new things. So in the last 25 years, we have incubated close to 200 companies, but we have supported more than 500 companies and mentored more than 1,000 probably. So out of these 200 companies, again, while you people look for jobs, these companies, once people start entrepreneurship, they're actually job creators. So they've created 5,000 plus jobs, 3,000 crore plus is the valuation of these companies cumulatively. So just to show that even startups can do a lot. And with some efforts, we have been able to reach here, we have been able to help startups. So there's a lot more potential in India as the ecosystem grows further. About 10 of our startups are growing internationally now. We have ourselves disbursed more than 125 crores of funds to different companies, and based on that, they've raised follow-on fundings of more than 400 crores, and more than 100 patents are filed by the startups particularly. From our organization for IIT Delhi and for startups, we have filed more than 1,600 patents now. And this is what we generally try and help with in terms of, so how do we start thinking about a startup? What is the basic requirement? And there's a very old question or proverb you can say, if I want to climb a mountain, what is the first thing that I need? Anybody would like to answer? An idea, yeah. Yes. If I want to climb a mountain, what is the first thing that I need? What's the most basic requirement to climb a mountain? Sorry? Why is the need? Okay. Anybody else? There are multiple things you will need, but what's the first thing that you need? Outcome is one of the things, but not the first thing. Willpower is also one of the things. First step is, yes, first step is also required, but that's still not the first step. The first thing that we need is, I'm still looking for the answer. Yeah, you can just speak out loud, it's fine. Yeah.
So the need, why we need to climb a mountain?
Why you need to climb a mountain? Okay, that's an important question. Okay, one last try. Any one of you would like to attempt? One last try, anybody, quickly, and then I'll answer maybe. There you are, yeah? So the first thing that we need to climb a mountain is the mountain itself. Likewise, when I want to do a startup, I have to solve a problem that people are facing, and for that they'll be willing to pay me, right? But the first thing I need is the problem itself. Then I'll try to gather the resources to tackle and make a solution to that problem. But the first thing I need to identify is the challenge itself. And that's the most important part. Now, a lot of students do come to us at an early stage that, okay, this is what we are trying to build, and these are our customers and all. The first question we ask them is, have you understood the challenge properly, or have you understood the problem properly? Because if you've done that, a lot of your remaining part would be sorted. So you need to go out, talk to people, understand challenges. And I'm sure in a country like ours with wide geography and a lot of certain challenges as we are a developing country, there's a lot more to solve within the country itself. Right? So by the way, any of you are already thinking about doing a startup or thinking about solving a challenge? Anybody? Yes.
Yes, sir. I am thinking, and I know I will do something in future.
Would you like to share any of them? One of them?
Sir, it's related to CMOS. Sir,
Okay.
it contains 91 amino acids, so I am hoping to convert it into a supplement or a vaccine, or in some type of that people should take it, intake it. So it
All
can
right.
cure cancer and various diseases.
Right. So now still you are at an exploratory stage. That it could be a nutraceutical, it can solve a problem related to cancer, can be a therapeutic, can be a nutraceutical. You'll have to zero down to one and then start working towards that. Right? So that's what we have to do. Initially, if you come to us, we'll have to do an idea validation. The thing you're working on, whether it's relevant, do people really want it? Because once you've done that, that's when you should start actually. Without doing all that homework, you should not start, because then your efforts might go in vain. So mentoring for idea validation, customer discovery is very important. There are certain immersion programs that we do, or at least I would want you to go and talk to at least 50 of your customers. Even don't discuss your solution, just discuss the problem and how they are currently solving the problem. Will anybody pay for it if somebody comes up with a solution? So there are ways to reach out to your customer without even discussing your idea with them, right? Then you have to create a business plan, a roadmap, and a lot of things in between. And then you have to develop your product. If it's a software, you'll have to write a code and create an app or a website. If it's a hardware, you'll have to build that product. So you'll need engineering tools, or maybe if people are in biotechnology, you'll need some research tools to come up with that product. Right, so that's what also an incubator does, that we have specific facilities available where you can come and work and start building a product. Now, during product development, you might need mentors and business mentors, technical mentors and all that. So that's also what an incubator does. And these kind of supports you can also take from the university itself. Then once you reach to a stage where a product is developed, you need to validate or do trials, whether whatever you built is of good enough quality, do customers really want it or not. So that validation and trial stage start. For a lot of products, especially in life sciences, you cannot launch without an approval in the market. Even for food products, for nutraceuticals also you need FSSAI to approve it before you launch it in the market. For drugs, it's even difficult. You have to go through all trials and clinical investigations before launching it in the market. So are you aware what all is required for your product to be going to the market? Because without doing your homework, again, you would not be able to create a clear path for yourself. And then you'll need a lot of funds and investors and all those things. So today what we are going to cover as part of the BIRAC big thing specifically is also a funding program that helps researchers like you and even faculty members or students who are graduating and can take this full time to get a fund of 50 lakh rupees to take this forward as a product. So this is where we work. This is the Research and Innovation Park of IIT Delhi, and we have larger companies here, startups here, there are Center for Excellences. So there's an ecosystem where people try and work together, and a lot of startups do learn from each other, because there are startups who have just joined last month, and then there are startups who have joined 3 years back and have gone through that journey. So all that learning really helps, and they can learn from each other through that network. And then a lot of events and all. There's also an IP facilitation and a tech transfer facilitation cell. So we call it the Tech Transfer Office, that can help you in terms of filing your patents, in terms of scouting industries, or helping you come up with the valuation of your technology, and also negotiating and getting you the tech transfer documentation and everything. So those kind of things are also. So I think we have a patent cell here at the university as well. I think you can go and discuss with them if your idea is patentable or not. And as the startup ecosystem is growing, there are a lot of government and private players coming. A lot of corporates also run their individual incubators and accelerators. And a lot of government departments also do that. So we run a lot of programs with the government and with some industries to help fund some of these startups. So I'll talk a bit about that. So at each stage, there are certain programs, like there's a program from BIRAC called SPARSH. You all know what's BIRAC? You know what's DBT, Department of Biotechnology? So DBT comes under Ministry of Science and Technology. It's called Department of Biotechnology, which takes care of things related to biotech research and industry in India. They created a separate arm called Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council in 2012. Again, more towards taking these technologies to market and helping them to commercialize. So BIRAC works with industry and with institutions, and they run a lot of different funding programs as well. So with BIRAC, there's an interesting program called SPARSH. So anybody who has not yet identified an idea but is very interested in doing a startup, so based on that intent and your profile, we take you in as a SPARSH fellow. You get a 50,000 rupee per month fellowship for 18 months. And for the first 6 months, you just need to identify a problem. So we'll take you to different places, different sites where you can identify a problem. And then by the end of 6 months, you'll have to submit 3 problem statements. And based on that, we'll suggest that this is the best one you should work on. And then you get 1 year and again another 5 lakh rupee kickstart grant to start developing that product. So it's an 18-month fellowship program for very, very early stage people who want to foray into entrepreneurship. There's also a call open for Samsung Solve for Tomorrow. This is for UG students. So here the focus is on environment and sustainability. So anything you are doing related to environment and sustainability, undergrad students in the age group of 18 to 22, they can apply for it. The call is open, so you can just type Samsung Solve for Tomorrow on Google and you'll find it easily. And there also we have a lot of training, entrepreneurship and design thinking related training. And the winners get a 50 lakh rupee grant in that program as well. And then we keep on doing certain other programs with multiple other partners. There are certain programs for product development also. So BIG is one which helps you to reach to a prototype level, from an idea level to a prototype or a minimum viable product level. And this is what we'll cover the most today in the discussion. And Dr. Pratima, my colleague, will also help you in terms of how to write a grant proposal, especially when we're looking at translational research funding. And then with Defense Innovations Organization, we have a program called IDEX. So Defense, every year they do a Defense India Startup Challenge. RB, Navy, Air Force and Defense PSUs come up with certain problem statements that this is what we need. In case any of you can solve that, then they can give you a grant of 1.5 crores. And they'll also give you access to their resources to build that problem. So for every problem, they support 2 to 3 companies, and the best one, they directly also procure from them. Then with METI, we had this program called TIDE, which is for anything related to electronics and IoT. So even products in healthcare that are based on electronics and IoT, you can get funding from these programs. We do one specifically for clean mobility companies with Sonacomstar. It's a CSR fund. Again, a fund between 40 to 60 lakhs can be availed under this program. We are part of the Startup India Seed Fund also. Then with Boeing, anybody working in aerospace or materials related to aerospace or sustainability, they can get a 10 lakh rupee grant and a lot of mentoring. So again, I'll not go through all of these, but then at each stage you have certain funds available. So some are for very early stage, just for immersion like Spursion, Solve for Tomorrow. Then you have programs for product development. Then you have investments available at later stages, if you build the product and want to then take it forward. And then again, there's industry and investor connect to get more and more funding. So I'll cover a little bit about the BIRAC BIG today. How many of your life science graduates are working in medical related areas, agriculture areas? Most of you, right? Just be interactive. I mean, otherwise I'll just close it in 5 minutes. So this program is for biotechnology, but it is not limited to biotechnology, right? So BIRAC, as part of their multiple initiatives, they started this program called Biotechnology Ignition Grant in 2012, and we are in 24th call of the program now. And out of the 950 companies that are supported under this program, more than 200 have launched their products also in the market. And I'll discuss about some of them that we have supported. So you can see the 5 focus areas. For example, agriculture is one of the focus areas. So agriculture, could it be hybrid plants, it could be farm equipment, it could be precision agriculture, IoT use in agri or secondary agriculture, food processing, all that can be part of agriculture. Even animal husbandry, veterinary sciences are part of agriculture, secondary agriculture. Then we have drugs and biosimilars, which includes therapeutics, biosimilars, novel drug discovery, or just a novel drug delivery mechanism. Those kind of projects can also be supported under the drugs theme. Then we have medical devices. It could be any medical equipment that can be used in your ICUs or hospitals, or even like wearable devices that can help me continuously monitor my well-being. So those kind of projects are also supported in the medical devices. Then we have human diagnostics. So anything related to diagnosis of a disease, could be in vitro diagnostics or even invasive diagnostic processes also, in case they are very helpful. And then we have industrial biotechnology, under which your bioprocesses and even environmental biotechnology is covered. So you can apply under industrial. So as I mentioned, like even people with electronics background or mechanical background, as long as they're building something related to healthcare, agri, they can also apply. And I'll give you some examples also. So the most important thing is to clearly identify a challenge for which you can build a product, and with the capacities of your own expertise and R&D, and if you've done something in that area earlier, you can look at translating those. For that you can apply for the BIG program, right? And the role of us as partners is, so BIRAC does this centrally across the country. There are 8 partners in the country, and IIT Delhi is one of them. And we've been doing this for the last 24 calls since 2012. Our role will be to help you, guide you, that these kind of things exist. We'll also help you prepare your proposals. In case you've initiated preparing a proposal, we can guide you what all improvements could you do in that proposal. We can help you make a presentation for that. And if you're selected, we'll also help you in terms of executing the project. So your funds go through us. We'll be releasing funds to you. We'll mentor and monitor both for the project. So this is an open call right now, and that's also one of the reasons we came here to discuss with you. So in case anybody is interested to apply for it, you can do that. And as I mentioned, what all the big partners can add is in terms of access to facilities, if you need support in IPR or in case of any regulatory queries, you can access the mentors and a lot of networking opportunities and all. And once you get the grant, again, there'll be a lot more support coming in. So Dr. Pratima will cover the grant writing part. I'll cover a few startups that have been supported under this program and discuss a bit about them. So Cleansta is one of the big grantees. They started with a product called waterless body wash and waterless shampoo. So without using water, actually you can just take a bath or clean your hair. And it's very helpful for people who are on hospital beds. They can just take a bath on the bed itself. Or for defense, people who are in the mountains, not having easy access to water, or while traveling in trains, if you just need to clean yourself, you can use this. So it's like a spray and you rub it a bit and wipe it off with a tissue paper or a towel, you're done bathing. So even for space applications, it's been explored. And such products are very much liked by our undergrad students in winters who don't want to go to the washroom to take a bath. So that's one of the use cases also. So Cleansta is doing well. They have marketed this product through Cipla and they are also into multiple other home care products. Pariniti Chopra has also invested in the company heavily and is also their brand ambassador. And they've also cumulatively raised more than 75 crores of funds from different sources. So they were supported through our BIRAC big program. FruveTech is another startup that was supported through this program and they won the National Entrepreneurship Award too. So what FruveTech is doing, they have come up with a formula that blocks the ethylene pathway of fruits and vegetables, which is responsible for ripening of the fruits and vegetables. So bananas and a lot of our fruits, mangoes in this season, while storage and transportation, much of the produce goes waste because they get spoiled. So the startup has come up with a small sachet which you can keep in the box of the fruit or the vegetable, and that will delay its ripening. So it will stay in that state for much longer time. So for some fruits, they can delay the ripening by a week. For some, they can delay the ripening by 14 days. And that's helping save a lot of, and it's just like a 6-7 rupee sachet. And now they're coming with a larger container size solution also that can be used in trucks and containers. So a very small solution coming out from a chemical pathway, but can save a lot for an agri economy like India. Ramja Genosensors is one, which is a DNA-based diagnostic probe. So this is a device that can detect specific bacterial infections, especially in cases of sepsis where detection is required very quickly. So if you culture and then identify the bacteria, so what doctors generally do is they just start giving broad spectrum antibiotics instead of trying to identify what's the causative organism, and that's also leading to multiple drug resistance, right? So in this case, very quickly, within 90 minutes, you can identify specifically which is the bacteria, and also if the bacteria is susceptible or resistant to particular antibiotics, and based on that, you can start your antibiotic administration. So while it's a very quick diagnostic, it also helps preventing multiple drug resistance. Then McPhee started with refrigerated solutions. They use phase change materials. All of you understand phase change materials? So phase change materials are materials that retain a temperature but slowly change their phase. So from a solid to a liquid, it will move at a very slow pace but can retain that temperature for longer. So these phase change materials, any of you doing research in lab or in hospitals, you have seen these gel packs, right? That come as cooling solution, right? So that's also kind of a phase change material. So using similar phase change materials, they have made these temperature controlled bags which can retain that temperature. So they were used a lot during COVID for vaccine transportation and multiple other things. And now the startup is having many more similar solutions. NanoSniff was one of our very early technologies. It's basically a sensor that can detect multiple volatile compounds and can also detect explosives. So NanoSniff started with that. And our former director of IIT Delhi was also part of this startup when he was at IIT Bombay. So his students actually started this company. And it's also available now in the market. This is another solution that was completely designed by a mechanical engineering student, nothing to do with biotechnology, but still supported by biotechnology ignition grants. So I'm specifically highlighting this example because people from other areas also working on solutions, they can avail these kind of funding sources. So if you see the base of the crutch, that's the USP in this. So instead of a round crutch, which is susceptible to the surface topology and also like in case there's mud and all. So this can be used on multiple other surfaces also. If it's gravel or mud, people can still use it. But the best part is it mimics your foot. So it gives a cushion when you land on it or when you put force on it, and it also helps you to propel a bit forward or give you a push forward. So the energy required by a person is much less when they use these kind of crutches. So this is an assistive device which was also supported by BIG. Rig Nanosystems had launched a hemoglobin reader. Some of you might have used it in if anybody is working in diagnostics. So this is a digital hemoglobin reader, can be used at home also. It's a small strip with an interface, so you just prick your finger, put a drop of blood there, and it will instantly give you a hemoglobin reading. So this was developed by a startup at IIT Delhi in 2012 and is available widely in the market now. And then there are certain non-BIG products also, other startups that I'll just like to cite, and then I'll close my presentation and I'll ask Dr. Pratima to take over. So any of you have seen the drone shows in World Cup or IPL or the Republic Day? So those are done by a startup called BotLab Dynamics that originated out of our incubator. And now they have a capacity to use 5,000 plus drones in sync in the sky and create beautiful formations. And majority of the drone shows done in the company are being done by this company. It started as a defense startup, but given that defense is not an easy market to crack, they pivoted, the technology being swarming of drones. So they're generating a lot of revenue through this and still working on their defense products, which may be used later on by defense. Vecmucon is also one of the most successful companies that we have. They last year raised 40 crores of fund, and they are into clean mobility. So they make parts for electric vehicles, be it battery controllers, vehicle diagnostic solutions, intelligence solutions for vehicles. And since EV market is growing rapidly, and this startup started earlier when the EV market was very much growing with a lot of indigenous components. So it's like doing really well. Siren is one of the startups from our faculty members, one of the winners of the Defense India Startup Challenge, and then later on, after developing the product, it's being inducted in defense, and they also won the Raksha Mantri Award. So it's a startup that can analyze satellite and aerial imagery and make very relevant assumptions out of that. So that works in the area of artificial intelligence and cyber physical systems. We've also supported some not-for-profit companies like Raisline Foundation. So people who are visually disabled, they can read Braille, but they cannot understand different shapes and diagrams and statistical charts. So Raisline Foundation started making these atlases and books for them where they can understand all these shapes and all. So it's again like a not-for-profit company, but that was also supported. That came out of an assistive technology lab at IIT Delhi. And then there are many other companies. Actorius works in cancer detection, even secondary cancer detection. Pisceum is into dental fixtures, so they make dental burrs. Ruvenile has made a universal transport medium. So there's a medium which you can use at normal 4 degrees or even room temperature also for some time. So you can carry your microbes at room temperature for a limited period of time, or at 4 degrees you can store it without the need of freezing them for much longer period of time. Cogniable is a company that started with autism detection. So based on videos of autistic kids, they can detect autism, and while implementing therapies for autism, they can also monitor the improvement in autism. So these are some of the startups that we have been supporting. But again, the avenue is quite open. Any kind of idea that you can come with, we can help in that. So all of these are startups. Only examples I've taken is the ones that are already in market now and have launched their products. But there are many more in the pipeline who are developing their products. So with that, I would end it here. But if you have any questions for me, I can take it now or maybe later one-on-one as well. So thank you all of you.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening us. Now I would like to introduce our second speaker, Dr. Pratima Chaudhary. Dr. Pratima Chaudhary holds a PhD in chemistry from Calcutta University and has completed postdoctoral research at the Chiba Institute of Technology, Japan, and Yale University, USA. She has 20 years of teaching experience and 30 years of research experience. Dr. Chaudhary served as a professor in the biotechnology department at MIT University in Noida for 18 years. She has numerous international publications in reputed and peer-reviewed journals and has granted patents. Currently, she is a project scientist at FITT, IIT Delhi, where she coordinates the BIRAC BIG program. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Pratima Chaudhary to deliver her talk.
Good afternoon, everyone here, and thank you so much for inviting us and giving chance at least to interact with people. And thank you all the students, faculty, dignitaries, BC sir and Professor Gorg. I am Dr. Pratima Chaudhary. I did my PhD already, you have shown. Thank you for my good introduction. So directly I am going for that BIRAC big call. So for that actually we are doing outreach. So I'm not going for this big things. Already Dr. Ashutosh covered all the things about the BIRAC. This is the different scheme the BIRAC already have. We have the big BIG, but other than big, the BIRAC has many other schemes in different stage they have to give. So you can get it in the BIRAC website also. If you need, we can discuss later on also. This is a different scheme from the undergrad student, and master, PhD, and this is for the faculties. These are all in the site, but if you need, I can discuss later on. LEAP fund and seed fund, this is already covered. This is our incubator, 3 incubators we have, and already, so this is the big call thing. This is the 24th call now, and it will open now and it will complete on 31st May, 5:30 p.m. Please apply. I think first time if you apply in the big call, that not you will get maybe, but you have some experience for that. So that is also needed, how to write the project, how to defend there. There are many stages you have to go. There are 5 stages actually from your application to get the fund, but it is a very much competitive fund actually. So this is big scheme actually is a flagship program of BIRAC, and they are fostering the startup or entrepreneur who have some potential to move their product or startup to the commercialization. So that was actually, and the 5 thing already discussed, and now directly I am going to the different component, how to write this project. So again, writing, all the faculty members here, I think they already wrote many projects in their journey, but academic project and writing this type of startup project is it's different actually. So this project, when we write, so you have some idea already, and like a ideation stage to the proof of concept, that is the main thing they are giving for this project. If you say that TRL, technology readiness level of your product or of your device or of your idea, it should be 1 or 2, just start it, but you have some experience or some proof for that experiment or for this device, for this anything, whatever you are doing in the 5 themes, up to the TRL 3 or 4. That means you are completed almost, or but not complete. BIRAC is not given, or BIG is not giving the money for the validation. So before validation, you have to complete the proof of concept. So these 5 or 6 point you have to keep in mind when you are writing the project. If you have these all things, then only you have to start the project, right? Any unmet need, if you have an idea, what you want to do, if some of the part of your idea is patentable, if it is not, that means it is not the innovative. So unmet need, that is called, so some patentable part should be there. You have to think about that, what part it is different from the others, because many devices or many diagnostic things or many drugs or any agriculture or industrial part, they have other similar type of things in the market, but now still you are doing like that because you thinking that it is different from the market. So what is different, that things actually so that is your unmet need, or for the society, or for the social life. So comparative evaluation you have to do your own with the other things. So substantial comparative you should know from the other product in the market they are already, and why they will take your product. So what is the difference between? So that is called actually substantial comparative you should have. If you say that no one did these things in India, I am the alone I am doing, maybe, but then you have to give the comparative from the international market, because there are many type of products are there. You should survey on that by the prior art. So at first do the prior art by the publication, by the patent, sale means there are many websites nowadays you can get the patent of the idea, just write the keywords, some of them, and then you can get the many publications. So if already your idea is published or any IP patented somewhere by someone, you cannot do this work. So these uncommon things or very much unmade things, you have to think about that. Also you have to do the pre-market survey, to whom you will go to the market, who will be your customer, and how to sell it. That means how to do the marketing. You will directly go to the customer, you will do some manufacturing part, or any distributor or any clinic. So B2B or B2C market, business to business or business to customer, that also you have to know, because if you are a startup, starting a startup, this all the things should be in your mind, or you should know it, then only you can be successful. Now this key component of the proposal, these are 12 points are there. If you open the application, just log in and then download the application, you can see in different way you have to write these things somehow. So from the very beginning I am starting the title. I think some deformating ho gaya ye. So, okay, no issue. Title I am telling you. When you are writing the title, it should be very crisp type of things and very brief, not 2-3 lines big title you should have. Very, concise form, so that you just put there only your idea as far possible. So when you evaluation the project proposal, 1 minute I just survey what is there. Oh, it is come here. Okay, then I will complete it then. Evaluation of the project proposal. When you apply the project in the BIRAC or BIG, then this 5 way you have to mark your application. Okay. Unmet need is 20 marks, value proposition or differentiation 20 marks, technical viability 30, team strength 15, and business perspective. So every reviewer, 5 reviewer will review your project, and every reviewer will give the marks out of 100. Cut-off marks is little bit high, that is 70. So be careful that we have to get at least marks in every column. Sometimes the team strength is not there, sometimes business things is not there, so it is very difficult to get done. Now come to the point, I mean how to write it. Title of the project, whatever, just in short and precise title you should give, not a very long type of thing. And this type of word like identify, already Dr. Ashutosh mentioned that not exploring project, they are not encouraging. So identifying, exploring, screening, this type of word, it is better to avoid. Now clear problem statement, go to the, when you write the novelty mainly, so that time you have to don't give some much description of known fact, like a different type of disease we know nowadays. So when we are writing the project, you are checking, you think that many things are writing of the known fact, and what is diabetes, what is Alzheimer, what is this drug, what is that. It is not needed actually, but only go to the directly to the point answer, what does the problem occur, what is the root cause of the problem, the purpose of the problem, what type of customer you can get. And now your product is not in the market, but still market is going on. That means customers are now using some other thing. So what do customers do now to fix the problem? How they are managing this problem that you are explaining now. So how they are, that is the alternative. And sometimes when you start the project, you can see some technical things of disadvantage. I mean, you cannot complete the project by some reagent problem, by some equipment problem. So alternative shortcomings you have to write, alternative method you have to write. If you are giving a methodology, you are thinking that it will be done, but maybe it will not be done. Sometimes, so that time it is better to just provide alternative methodology. Sometimes they are not acting these things, but you have to write, it is better. Who is your customer, where you will put it. So this problem statement should be very clear cut and very to the point answer, not for the description of known fact too much. And share your vision, this slide is very important, this point, actually technical novelty, highlight the differentiation and highlight the value proposition. Total marks is here is I think 40 almost in different category. So it is very important thing, what is your novelty, that much you have to write very short form, and also you have to mention which part of your idea it should be patented. That you have to mention there, not you did the IP, not do the patent. No need to do the patent before application, but your idea should be there, which part is different from the other product. Highlight the differentiation, why it is different from the others and what is the importance there. Highlight the value proposition. So key advantage of this product or solution you can write the better solution effect or import or cost effect. Sometimes the marketing, when you do the market survey, you can see the market, what is the price of this product. So your product may be little bit less. So that easy of access or cost effective you can use, but you have to mention there which is your innovation, which is different from the others. IPR strategy, you don't, apply the IP before this, but mention what can be protected in IPR in your application. You have to write. And for that, you need to do the prior art search. It is very, very important. This proof also you have to be in your hand, because in the after time, if you go through the application, then in the presentation time, sometimes they ask it. What type of prior art you have done already, and which type of patent is in the market already, do you know or not. So you have a gross idea about what is patent, how to do the patent, and how to do the search. So prior art search from the publication also and from the patent also you can do. Also, you cannot infringe the any patent, other person or other organization, they have the patent, but you have to take it without any permission. That is not good. So you have to discuss with them, take the licensing option, and so that the freedom to operate, that is FTO analysis, it should be there. Okay, and don't take any other patent or don't copy and paste to any other things in your application. This is another most important thing, the team, what I have seen for last 3 calls at least, that if team strength is weak, they not encourage to give the project actually, because you cannot do a startup with only alone. there should be a good team member. So first of all, do you have the required expertise? If you don't have, your team should complement your skill actually. So their CV you have to upload, so that from their CV it can be very clear that your team member is sufficient to run the project, because in some devices or some startup, some product, you need maybe a mechanical engineer, you need a doctor, you need a scientist. So they should be in your team. And if it is not in the team or co-PI or the startup sharing, take them as a technical advisor, take them as a business advisor. So these two, technical and business advisor, I think it is must. Some of them are not taking them, so they are not getting the right marks. Okay, so this 15 marks is very, very important for making the cutoff. Team strength should be very strong. Whatever I have seen many times, that the PI is not a strong person, very weak in research publication or work, only the faculty, but his or her team member are very strong. So their startup and their project is going on very good. So that you have to prove. If you have, that is better. Other than that, make a stream so that they will be in your as a advisor, as a mentor, as a somewhere else, so that it will be good for your project also and good to get the project. Business model, like a business advisor, you have to there in different way you can get, that part is different, but because many of us, we are academic person, we don't know how to do the business. When you coming to a business, that means you know how to get the things done in the market, what is the pre-marketing survey, how to do it, and to whom you will sell your product. So that idea actually business advisor will give you. And selling price, cost price, this is a very important thing. You have to take some knowledge from him or her, from your business advisor. So this part will be there, you have to, and for the presentation time, your whole team should be there in the presentation, or their photos and their organization, where they work, what is their CV. We need it because they actually see that you are not alone, your team is there with you. If some problem with you, they will help you. So in different way you need the help, not only your expertise. I know chemistry, that means I do many things in chemistry, not like that. If I want to start a startup and do something, device or anything, only chemistry is not needed there. In any device you need a technical part, you need a engineering part, or a chemist, or a doctor should be there, maybe the pathologist, maybe the any type of doctor, what you need the device for different purpose, that time a medical doctor should be there for time to time advice. So is it not only you have to pay there, not only you have to do there, but some advisor should be there in your team always, and technical advisor, maybe your PhD guide, maybe your senior professor, anything, anyone from anywhere else. This is the clear description when you write the project. It is a 18-month, 1.5 year project. So they encourage that put it 3 objectives, not more than that. And one objective is for 6 months, like roughly. Okay, so 3 objectives if you write, very clearly you have to write, break up in smaller objective. First of all, you have to think your money is maximum 50 lakhs and time is 18 months. So if your project is doable in this time frame and in this budget, so you have to write the project in that way, that 6 months you have to complete one objective or first objective, and under the objective there will be a few steps, that is called milestone. You have to mention there what you do under the first objective, second objective, third objective, description, and you have to complete it, whatever you will promised that I will do in first and second, third. So you will, complete it within this given time. Money is actually not given at a time, it will come as a tranche 3 times, first, second and third. So if you complete the work only you mentioned in your milestone, you will get the money, but after the reviewing process. Every partner, we are one of the partner of the BIRAC, so every partner they have a reviewing system in their own, and we do it after 6 months every, and then just release the next tranche when the last part will be done. So this writing process is very, very important. Be careful how you are writing. It is not an academic project for 3 years like DST, DVT they are giving. It is an 18 months. So be careful how much you can do, that only you have to write. Another risk factor, it is mainly for the medical device or drug delivery drugs and diagnostic problem. So they need some clinical trials or ethical approval. Don't have to give the proof of that. In the application also you have to write, because there are some column will come one by one. Ethical approval, yes or no. Clinic certification product, yes or no. If you need that it is yes, you have to write. And when they will in the presentation, they will ask you many questions about that. How you will get it, what is the process, how long it takes. So if you aware of that I need this type of licensing, this type of manufacturing licensing or regulatory clearance or clinical ethical. So after getting the project very quickly you have to start for that. So that within 18 months you complete all the things. So that's why actually you need this, and when in the presentation they will ask you clearly about the process. So you have to do one by one, not before the application but after, but your knowledge should be there. The almost last part, that is the roadmap and milestone. So your project will be, if it is in 2024, it will complete in 2026. I mean within that. But you have to show them that next 3-4 years also what I will do, what is my roadmap. Not like that you will taking the money from government for the startup and then after 1.5 years it is done. Not like that. You will go to the next step, you will go ultimately the market. So that roadmap you have to clearly write here, just like I have written here for one. You have to state here what is your stage, what is your status now, and the next part you have to write for every year. So that is the roadmap. You have to write there in different way, in different map. But include the key risk factor in each set and plan to mitigate. If some risk factor is coming, how you can overcome that. That also you have to mention there. So that you are very much aware of your project, your work, and you know how to solve it. Maybe you cannot solve alone, but your pro team or advisor or anyone can solve your problem. If you are applying for a partner, just like us, we have everything there. I mean, some help. Already you have listened it. So you have to write which part in the roadmap very clearly. Competitive landscape means if you are in a competitive, your startup is yellow, see there are many competitors. So where you stand in the market, at first just think what is the x-axis and y-axis. If first quadrant is the best quadrant, your startup is there, you are thinking. So other competitors are also there in the different quadrant. So you have to make in a table form or tabular or here. So you have to write there why your, maybe the efficiency or in any part, what is the characteristics of your things. So you have to mention here, and competitor where you stand in the competitive landscape. So this landscape is very, very important. Roadmap is important. Team member is important, and business strategy. How to write it, and objective and milestone. So when you write the project, if you think little bit and then write, I think better to get the project very easily. It is not easily actually, but it is competitive. But if your idea innovation is good, there are very much chance, and Make in India project actually they are encouraging, and Make in India, whatever you think in engineering engineering stream or medical or any pharmacology department, I think is here. So I think this is done. Yeah.
So very good afternoon to all, and Jai Hind. First of all, let me express the thanks and gratefulness to Dr. Astos and Dr. Pratima, who made it out to come to Subharti University for enlightening us how to submit the projects. Now there are certain queries which are used to be raised by students and faculty members to me many times, and some of the queries are also in my mind. So I request if somebody give the mic to Dr. Astos and Prathma, the first thing is that how the students of undergraduate can apply for some projects, trainings or internship for short durations using your platform.
Sure. A couple of things. One is obviously there are programs like Samsung Solve for Tomorrow that I talked about. That's a 3-month program. So you can apply with a problem statement. If you're selected, there'll be a 2-month online training. You'll also get a chance to visit all the Samsung research and development centers in the country. There are 4 of them. And interact with their engineers also. The other way is there are a lot of startups. We are currently working with 70 startups. And all these have certain internship positions open at times. So if you want internships with startups, it counts as an industry internship only. So you can probably...
for the internship, do they need to apply to your organization or somebody? How can you help?
Right. So you can send your resumes with the interest of internship to us. We'll check with our startups in case any relevant position is available. The other way also we do at times. So our startups keep on sending requests to us that we are needing interns in these areas so that we can share with you as well.
Great. The second question, when many of the students come to me to ask that suppose they want to do 1 semester training at the industry as a whole for full semester, because now under NEP 2020 there is a flexibility to the universities to start their programs like that. And we have also started the same thing. Even NEP 2020 gives the liberty that we can have the 1-year program at the industry also. So 6 months to 1 year program, suppose a person apply for this 18-month startup. So this 18-month startup, can it be some evaluation process or something like that can be included in the curriculum?
So you can do that specifically for the Sparsh program because it's a paid program. So they expect the person to be full-time. So that's only after completion of your degree. But with, as I mentioned, with startups, even up to 1 year of internships and industrial training, that is possible. We can specifically curate certain programs with the university here if required. In terms of immersion, again, like identifying certain challenges so that we can try and partner with some industries. Like, again, it depends on the problem statement. So, for example, once we did waste to value. So we took people to different waste collection sites, waste processing sites and all to identify what are the current practices, current challenges. Likewise, there's a call in Sparsh that can come around farm to plate. So how efficiently we are doing the farm to plate right now and what more can be improved in that. So certain specific challenges also we can take and discuss around those.
Mainly, now I would like to mention this particular thing by giving one example. For example, suppose you want to start a startup, and because this is area, this is mainly the sugarcane belt area, and sugarcane juice is available only in the summer. And if somebody wants to start up, that the sugarcane juice should be available in the winter also, or in the off season. So if some student of PG or UG put a such type of the startup, how your organization will help him or her?
Right, so we can do that. One is obviously, by the way, there's one startup that appeared in Shark Tank some time back. So what they've done is, they have made a sugarcane juice processing machine which can do instant sugarcane processing and make a juice.
So what cost will be included in the project? For example, the sugarcane juice machine, the selling or the initial cost, or up to what will be included that the student should...
Right. So in general, most of these programs have a few components. One is obviously you need to buy some raw material to build the machine. The second is you can have some funds to access the facilities if you want to access some paid facilities to develop. You can also get some of these funds, for example, in BIRAC, you can get funds to support the manpower also. So up to 15 lakh rupees can be used in 18 months for supporting manpower as well. Some part can be used for outsourcing if you want to get some fabrication done outside from an industry. And then there's support available for patent filing and all, because that's a 50 lakh rupee grant. In smaller programs also, there are similar things, but more or less the funding amount will be less. So.
I would like to tell the students who are present over here, unfortunately many of these students could not understand the notification which we issued, and they thought that it is only for the biotechnology people. No, it is for all those who are belonging to the engineering faculty, pharmacy, or paramedical, medical, dental, and all these people. They could have integrated even management people and agriculture. And for example, I give one startup. For you think in your mind that you want to make a system that tomato, for example, sometimes it is 10 rupees kilo in the market, and at times it is 100 rupees kilo. So if you want to make such type of the startup that the tomato should be available at the rate of 20 rupees per kilo throughout the year, and you develop such a technology or such type of the system, I think that the BIRAC will support such type of the
You can develop efficient storage solutions,
Yes.
for example, or efficient, like
So-
the one I mentioned, efficient transportation solution or storage solution. Those kind of things can also be.
So these are some of the things which I want to tell you, that you develop the idea, make the idea which should be sustainable in the long run, or which can be converted into a business model on a long term. Then to initiate your model or to provide you the assistance, not only the financial, but even the technical and business know-how and some of the things, they will be supported by FITT. This is what I understand. And so this is the one of the thing which I expect that now the students who are present over here, they will transfer this information to the others who missed this opportunity to interact with this team. And next time maybe that I will request Dr. Astos and Dr. Pratima that sometimes when the students are aware, because we have already newly started this R&D cell in Subharti University, and many of the students and the faculty members, they are not ignited for the research. So the concept that only it is related to the biotechnology, for example, you showed some of the business models which are entirely engineering models. So the main purpose of this is the Make in India. That is the idea, whatever you have, this idea should be innovative and it can be translated into the business model. That is the one very important thing. And now the another very important question, what part exactly the proposal should be focused? It should be focused on the machine part, labor cost, salary cost, contingent expenses, and what they would like to see, that how much the student is contributing. They will also see, or what is the procedure?
Right. So first thing is, it's not expected from you to build the entire product and launch it in market within 18 months. The expectation is that you will be able to make a usable prototype within 18 months.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned, there's a 3 to 5 year or even a 3 to 8 year roadmap where you can mention at what stage you will be launching the product in the market. Now, the understanding of regulatory clearances, risk factors is important, because that will give the experts confidence that you will be able to make it, because you have done all the homework that is required. But again, that will not be done within 18 months. 18 months mein aapka clinical investigation complete ho jayega and all, that's not expected, right? So the whole, you have within that period, just complete the basic product development and some sort of validations if the time and funds allow you. So first thing is, you have to decide what all you will be able to achieve within that 18 months, and accordingly you will have to put your budget. The For deep tech solutions specifically, to launch in the market, it might even require 10 crores, while the initial fund is only 50 lakh rupees in this program. And then there are other late stage schemes that are available. If you're successfully able to do this much, you'll be able to secure later funding also.
Yes.
Within these 18 months, once you define what you have to make, there are certain categories under which you can ask for budget. And if you read the guidelines, that's also clearly mentioned. So about 30% of the funds, maximum of, if you get 50 lakh rupees sanctioned, up to 15 lakh rupees, for example, you can use to buy equipment. You can use a 30% cap, again, up to 15 lakh rupees to pay salaries or pay your own salary, for example, if you're working full-time in the project. There's a 30% component for outsourcing. You can use as much for consumables within the 50 lakh limit. So if your equipment is just 2 lakh rupees, you can use more for consumables. There's a component for IPR and travel also. So that's capped around 1.5 lakh rupees within this time frame. If you register a company, IPR is almost like free these days because under Startup India scheme, your patent filings are expedited also, and they are almost like no payments. You just have to pay some statutory payments. So accordingly, based on the requirement, you can divide the budget, and that's also one activity that we do. So once the project is sanctioned to you, at that time we'll sit with you, we'll understand your objectives and milestones, and based on that we'll help you create your budget. And in case you're making some mistakes, so we'll try and help you that this may not be required, this is what you should probably look at, and increase and decrease budget in different channels. So that's possible after the sanction also.
Yeah,
and those things are flexible that way. So.
Because that's great. Astos has told that even when you submit the project, and even after the submission of the project, and even after the sanction of the project, the relocation of the funds, reappropriation of the funds or budget, it is possible. This is good, very good. The thing is that you should take the advantage of our association now with FITT. And Subharti University would like to have, I talked to the Vice Chancellor sir today in the morning, and he would like to have MOU with FITT if it is possible, and maybe that we will be having the more and more interactions with your organizations. And maybe sometime, because I have that Sangeeta, I think that you are also having the one of the project, and Amit and Dr. Sokinder from the pharmacy, Dr. Lubhan Singh from the pharmacy, and some of the faculty members, I think from engineering also somebody came. They should submit their proposals. 31st May is the last, and the format is available on their website, and that can be downloaded, and we can discuss, and if it is necessary, then the team can go to Delhi to discuss with them after taking the appointment. There is no issue, and the Subharti University will support. R&D cell will fully support any of the idea, whatever you will develop at PG level or UG level or faculty members or at senior level, because Dr. Pratima told me that there is not a age cap limit. So, so it was a very encouraging, because I was not aware of that, frankly speaking, because I was under the impression that after the age of 70, the faculty members or the scientists cannot submit the project, because in the DST, DBT it is the written, but this is the one opportunity for me also. That is a great for me and for my faculty members, for the students, however, whosoever or the small number of the students is present today. That may be because of the miscommunication or less communication, but next time I will ensure that I will request all the deans to make sure that, and next time I think that we will also organize this conference during the working session, because this is the examination session at this time, and most of the students are busy in the examination. From IIMT Meerut, Dr. Rekha is here with her faculty members and the students, and from Diwan College, one of our research scholar and a faculty member from the Diwan College is here, to whom I am seeing. I am happy that and any other person who has come from any other college or any other university, they can raise. Your certificates will be given only to those who are present in the hall, not for those who registered. Even if you may have registered, but I am very frank and very open that I don't put my signatures on any such type of the thing which is not valid. So, thank you very much. It is our pleasure, and on behalf of myself, on behalf of R&D cell, on behalf of all the faculty members, deans and the students and the Subharti University, I express my gratefulness and thanks to the learned speakers, Dr. Astos and Dr. Pratima, who have enlightened us with the Make in India project of the Government of India and how the startups can be started by the young students and the faculty members. So even whatever the ideas you have, your idea may not be sanctioned, but I would like that at least 5 or 6 applications must be filed from Subharti University this time. It may be rejected, don't think, let it be, but at least you will gain something, and you will come to know that what are the shortcomings, what are the weaknesses, and next time then you can improve and you can again file. Because BIRAC, I think that they keep on posting the applications, inviting the applications twice a year. So maybe that, but I would like that at least 5 applications from the students, from the faculty members I will see that there, but those students who are present here, they should develop the idea, they should bring and they should submit. And the R&D cell will support and we will guide and advise you, and we will also seek the help of the Dr. Astos and Dr. Pratima for further processing and further strengthening the application forms. So thank you very much, and once again let us give a big hand to our speakers. So thank you, thanks to all the participants, thanks to Dr. Nisha Rana, and thanks to Dr. Sokender, Amit, Sangeeta, Lubhan Singh, and all the students, faculty members, and the projector people, and all those who have been associated in the organization of this workshop. So thank you very much once again.